El puente con el Marqués de Vadillo con pirámides está cortado. O sea que tendríamos que ir, creo yo, en Madrid, dirección Córdoba y salir por Santa María de la Cabeza, ¿no? Pues vamos por ahí.
But you remember we tried to go in this woman's shop.
Are you ready for the tapas?
Oh,
Good, this is going to be a fun night, believe me.
Are you going to dance?
Fun dinner and...
You can do the flamenco for us.
I will, whatever is necessary.
Maybe sing some fun.
Is there music?
And actually, well, you know you're going to have this dinner based on tapas and also along with the sangria with the Spanish punch.
oh,
La, la.
Oh la la, yeah. So, actually, you know that this is an old danger, the place where we're going. An old danger.
Dungeon.
Oh, yeah, dungeon.
I've heard of the Spanish
In
Inquisition.
the old, yes,
Spanish
the
Inquisition all over
Inquisition, the Inquisition used to squeeze people in there, but actually is something that is haunted. It's a place that is haunted, yeah. Ghosts, yes, of the people that were there, this danger. So if you feel like wind blowing in your neck, don't worry about it. It's something usual. You don't have to worry until you see a transparent. But well, the thing is that this is located in an old, in the old center, in the old part of Madrid, in an old area. So be careful on your way down because the stairway is narrow, especially on your way up after the sangria. You know that the sangria is very easy and just like soda almost, but it's not soda, believe me. But well, this is, as I say, because they will serve these tapas for 4 people and the jar of sangria that you can refill when it's empty. Just go like this and tell the waiter that you want it to be refilled. And well, this, as I said, very peculiar dinner of the defeat of Napoleon in Spain, because he started building it, but the people of Madrid finished it. So it's called Toledo Gate, Puerta de Toledo. And you know that the French troops entered Spain as friends, and when they were already inside the country, they started behaving as conquerors. And Spain was going through that time through a period of really instability. There was no king on the throne, and well, the army was almost dispersed. And the thing is that, well, they took advantage of that. Napoleon was very intelligent, as you know, and he behaved as a friend, and once he was inside, he started behaving as a conqueror. The people of Madrid stood up in arms against Napoleon. That's how the war started in 1808, the 2nd of May of 1808, when they saw that they were taking the infants of the royal family out of the palace. And well, they stood. That's how it all started. The war lasted for 6 years, and I said Napoleon started building that gate, and the people of Madrid finished it. If you go to the Prado Museum tomorrow, you will be able to see them how they executed the people that stood up in arms against the French troops in the Goya's paintings that you will find in. He was a witness of all these events that I'm talking about that took place here in Madrid in the beginning of the 1800s. And you're going to see now a place, actually, on the ceiling of this church I'm going to show to you is painted by Goya. St. Francis Church here on your left hand side, and it's one of the favorite places for locals to get married. It is so much so like that you have to ask at least like 2 years in advance to get married here, just like that the church that they told you about in Toma to get married, change their mind.
Yeah.
How high it looks, how high it is. It is called the Viaducto. On your left hand side, if you look in a moment, you will be able to see how high it is, this bridge that we're actually crossing now. You will see these glasses now, no jokes now. these glasses were placed here because, well, it was one of the favorite places for locals that were not very happy about life, you know? Yeah. Of Madrid, and a glimpse at the end also behind this cathedral of the royal palace.
Nice, huh?
But notice now left and right. Look at the buildings. Look at the facades of the buildings.
See?
Look at the facades of the buildings, how they look really different from
Yes.
what you've seen before. This is the Madrid of the 15 and 1600s. This is the old Madrid, the Madrid of the Habsburg dynasty. And these are also the oldest establishments in the city. Only well, they look a little bit different nowadays because there's electricity and these things, you know. But if you look on your right-hand side, this is one of the oldest squares also, and the building behind to the right that we just left behind, that was the city hall. It will be very clear. Okay, so here we get out. Follow me, please. Stay as a group. Don't. Museums, I hear you talking about museums. Well, you probably haven't seen one like the one you're going to see on your right hand side now. You can see it says Museo del Jamón, Ham Museum.
Amon. Museum.
Ham Museum, people go there to have, well, the best quality of ham. You're about to see the oldest McDonald's in Spain here to the right, originally for the Roman times.
The arches, right? Original Roman arches.
And this is the Sun Gate. This is Puerta del Sol. This, if you look on your right hand side, you can see now this building where the clock is upstairs, right? Actually in the top of the building, you can see this clock. And this is where most of the people, most of the locals in Madrid gather to celebrate New Year's Eve, those that celebrate it outside. And you know that they gather here, and the last 12 seconds of the year, they eat 12 grapes. We hear the last 12 seconds, 12 tolls, the bell tolls 12 times, and then we eat 12 grapes.
Alright.
But this Sun Gate, also this square, is important in history because, well, here took place an important battle right here in this square. It was the people of Madrid against the French troops again that day that I told you about, that you can see in the Prado Museum in the Goya's painting. Well, the Mamelukes, this was a cavalry corps of mercenaries at the orders of Napoleon, faced the people of Madrid here at the Sun Gate, and it was a terrible, terrible battle. You can see that also in the Prado Museum, in the painting of Goya named The Charge of the Mamelukes.
Yes.
Puerto Real.
They were Turkish mercenaries. Another Ham Museum to the right, if you didn't see the one before. Another example. Look here on this square to the right, this building. This corner actually could very well look like a Palestinian corner. You know, some spots here in Madrid and in Paris where they look alike.
French-looking building.
Well, even though it's not very nice, lots of people outside. Because has just started today. Today is Friday night, and there will be people everywhere here in Madrid all night long, going around. You know, this is a 24-hour city. There's always life going on, something going on always, but especially during the weekends. This is the Mexican embassy to the right. And to the left, Actually, you can see part of what it is, the National Parliament, but you're going to see now the entrance in just a moment. The front facade.
Bless you.
Thank you. So if you look on your left-hand side in a moment, you will see the entrance to this National Parliament, where most of the legislation given is the Palace Hotel. You know, actually, I'm going just to name someone because it's very famous, probably most of you know it. Also look to the right, Planet Hollywood, their famous restaurant. But well, here in the Palace Hotel, for example, not too long ago, David Beckham, yeah. He was here at the Palace Hotel before, he stayed here before he got his house here in Madrid. And 11 million, not dollar, euro actually. 11 million euros. But he didn't actually stay there for long. Then he bought a house. So we left behind now the Madrid of the 1500s and 1600s to enter the Madrid of the 1700s. And you can see on your left hand side Neptune's fountain. Atletico de Madrid supporters gather when they win a title. Atletico de Madrid is a team that has this stadium very close to the hotel. But look on your right hand, were replaced as time went by these modern monsters like the ones you can consume. Was an old palace. And this street that crosses Madrid north to south was full of these palaces. That you're going to see. Es por eso.
Friday, November 25th.
Aquí, ¿sabes, tío?
2005,
Vale.
10 o'clock in the day. It's Madrid.
Es que suena fatal. Vale, eso sí. Okay, hello. These parks, fountains, and well. Street that we are right now on, Castellana Street, as it goes further towards the south, changes the name into, and then Paseo de Recoletos. Recoletos is a word that means in Spanish. And all these structures that you see on your right hand side, they have created artificial microclimate inside. And it's very nice that now fulfills that function. Is further. You can see much better now.
Ministry of Agriculture. It's a lot of traffic, eh? Retiro Park.
The Parque del Retiro Park. It would be what Hyde Park would be to London, or Central Park to New York. There used to be some old royal gardens, but nowadays, of course, they belong to just the public. But it's not a good idea to go late at night inside. Though this is a very fancy, elegant and expensive area of Madrid to live in. Actually, all this area is known as the Salamanca neighborhood. You know, Salamanca is a very wealthy city, and this is a very wealthy area of Madrid named after that wealthy city, Salamanca neighborhood. The average price of an apartment or for building here, or into not a building, just to live in a flat, is about 9,000 euros a square meter.
Oh.
To buy
9,000.
or to rent?
No, to buy or rent. To rent, you will pay more or less the same, about 9,000, 10,000 euros a month.
9,000 euros a month.
Uh-huh.
could afford it.
If you look on your right hand side, you will see different entrances to this Retiro Park, like this one on your right hand side.
Parque
now,
El Retiro.
to this Parque del Retiro.
It's gates. Look at this parking.
It's very big, very big.
Yeah, boy, that is something.
Some Arc de Triomphe.
But well, you're about to see also one of the most representative spots of the city in a moment, because we have this red traffic light in front of us. But as soon as it gets green, you will be able to see on your left hand side this Alcalá gate, Puerta de Alcalá.
Calle de Alfonso 13.
Oh, okay, it will. Just give me time.
But it probably wasn't this modern, was it? Here it is.
Oh, you know, I want them to wait longer.
So if you look on your left hand side now, you will be able to see Alcalá Gate, Puerta de Alcalá, placed here to commemorate the entrance of Charles III, King Charles III in Madrid in 1738.
So pretty.
Still to the right, you still see this Retiro Park.
Retiro Park to the right. It's like Central Park near.
Well, we're gonna make a left-hand turn, and we will leave this Retiro Park on our right. It still goes on and on. But this street that we are taking right now, called Velázquez Street, named, as you know, after one of our most renowned painters, one of those universal painters that you will also find, whose paintings you will find at the Prado Museum tomorrow. If you want to, after that city sightseeing, drop by.
Velázquez.
This is still the Salamanca neighborhood. Here you find, just like in the Avenue of the Republic in Lisbon, the most expensive residential buildings. You find the most expensive and prestigious brands, shops to shop at, also hotels. Right now on your right hand side is the Wellington Hotel. Remember that Wellington played an important part also in the war against Napoleon here in Spain. So in that hotel that you just saw, named after Wellington, actually most of the bullfighters that come here to Madrid for a bullfight, this is where they stay at that Wellington Hotel. You can see that the Christmas decoration has also been placed, but it's not illuminated tonight, since they seem to be having to be saving some money. The city hall should be illuminated. These events that took place here in Madrid against Napoleon. Oye, Loewe es una marca española, ¿no? Por lo visto. No sabía yo que Loewe era española, me acabo de enterar. Pensaba que era francesa, tío, Loewe. Qué fuerte, eso no me tenía pensado. Otra marca. And if you look on your left hand side, you can see the largest Spanish flag in the country, the largest flag.
Giant flag.
He seems to be pointing at America. Seems to be pointing and looking at America, but he's not looking at and pointing at America. He's not. I'll tell you now what he's looking and pointing at. If you look on your right hand side, you can see what he's looking at, pointing at his girlfriend here to the right.
Christopher Columbus statue.
She just comes here every once in a while to visit him because she spends lots of times up there, and they make him work a lot. But if you look to the left, you can see also that this building that we have on our left hand side right now is the National Library. Here you find texts that date from the Roman times, 2,000 years old and on. Texts from the Visigoths times, from the Arab.
Archives.
And if you look on your right hand side, again you can see these broad sidewalks with these beautiful well, flowers and trees all around, and you also have these terraces where you can actually still now have, in terms of temperature, you will find them open. Now, it is now called the House of America, but look now also this impressive palace on your left hand side. This here on your left hand side, can you guess what it is? Is the Central Post Office. And if you look on your left hand side also you can see this fountain is the Cibeles fountain. The Cibeles is the goddess of fertility, the Greek goddess of fertility. You know that in the mythology of the origin of Madrid, it is involved also some Greek mythology. So the goddess of fertility is looking directly at this building in your left hand side, which is under restoration right now, which is the Bank of Spain. You can see, you can guess why the goddess of fertility, why they place the goddess of fertility looking at the Bank of Spain directly.
Money, right?
But well, we just left behind, you just seen the Madrid of the 15 and 1600s first, then the Madrid of the 1700s, and now in front of you you have the Madrid of the 1800s. These buildings, these facades, this street reflects very much so how Madrid looked like during that 19th century. And here also you can find many shops, many prestigious brands, a place to shop at, and it won't be as expensive as that Salamanca neighborhood. But please notice these facades and how they really preserve that look of the Madrid of the 1800s. That again. You know that also in this street you find that they preserve very much the way the movies, the old theaters used to advertise the movies. You know that nowadays you go into a mall and you have this 24 theater establishment, 24 different movies to choose from, and that lost that old enchantment of the of those big billboards painted by some artists announcing those movies have been lost. Actually, Gran Via, you can still find those old theaters, all those movie theaters, advertising the movies like that, like in the old ways. And you will see them in just a moment, as soon as we get out of these traffic lights. These movie theaters I'm telling you about, which are also among the oldest in Europe, because they were built here and they started working just when the movie industry started.
Hot time in the old town tonight, huh?
Oh yeah. It's cafeteria.
Yeah. Wow.
But you know, also around here you find the red light district of Madrid.
Here we go. Well,
Woo!
I can imagine that.
Right?
Woo!
Look at them up, eh?
Heading out to the bars and the discos for the dance clubs.
TGI, what is celebrated? What week's over? Look at that, that's old, what's her name there? Jodie Foster.
Yeah, Jodie Foster. Exactly right.
See, if you see in this building these people that they have placed here, channel, TV channel. They present different programs, different things.
Io non so ne piccone,
Metes tú.
Simplemente es antes, pero no lo hago. No lo he hecho. Está reservado todo.
Te doy los 20 o 30 euros aquí.
Faltaría, lo cancelamos y punto. You know, around here you also find musicals. Lots of musicals taking place, like here on your left hand side you can see Mamma Mia from the Abbas songs.
Mamma mia.
This to the right is a comedy, Tricycle.
singing, but finished
¿Para qué? Mira este idiota. No me que varía. Arriba,
Bueno, pero no te puedes ir a la derecha, ¿eh?
Sí, sí, hazme caso que ya verás cómo os pongo perfectamente. If you look on your right hand side, you can see this one, the Royal Palace.
Alright. Whoa. Whoa.
And it is
Whoa.
the experts. ¿Sabes por qué digo?
Sí, sí, que ya está abierto, sí, sí, sí.
Dale caña, ya está operado. Estos pesetos.
Yeah, just keeping it swept to dust.
Sacar de la polla.
Drive-in theater.
Será el principio de los pilotos.
I felt those cars hit me.
And if you look on your right hand side, you can see Madrid's opera on your right hand side. Still follow me?
Where you're?
Look to your right, you can see this Almudena Cathedral. This is where the prince got married recently with commoner. Very common in the history of famous journalist.
Commoner.
Yeah, commoner.
Commoner.
Before you can see now on your right hand side how high this is, bridge is.
Whoa.
All the way down.
Whoa.
We're way up in the air on the bridge.
Bueno, ya mismo, a ver si no nos joden mucho ahora para llegar.